Hey guys, welcome to my new channel. This is Kingsman, and this is going to be a money making guide, maybe some free to play, probably mostly pay to play, and I'll get back to you as soon as we're at the first one. Alright guys, we're back. The first one is going to be picking flax, which requires 10 crafting I believe, and oops, I went up one too many. Spinning bowstrings out of flax is anywhere between 3 to 400k an hour. It's pretty AFK. I actually used this one myself up until around 60 crafting. I made a lot of money from it. As you can tell, it's pretty decent crafting XP. And also, if you wanted to pick your own flax for more profit, you could go up here to Sears Village. Here's the bank. You just run down here, pick some flax, run up, put it in the bank. It's as easy as that. But honestly, that is pretty time consuming, and it's probably worth it to just buy your own. It's pretty cheap, and you'll make more money quicker in the long run. Unless you're an Iron Man, then obviously you'd have to pick it. So yeah, that's the first one. We'll be back when I have the next. Alright guys, we're back. The next one is woodcutting. Use 60 woodcutting is required, although saying myself at 60 it is pretty slow. Yeah, it is still profit, but I recommend chopping willows if you're free to play until about 65 to where this speeds up a little bit, especially because on free to play worlds these worlds are pretty packed with bots. Me myself being at 76 woodcutting, I can chop anywhere between 300 and 350 an hour, which is about 120k profit on average. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's also pretty AFK. Takes a little bit of time to get that woodcutting up there, but it's well worth it in the long run. So we'll be back when we have the next. And welcome back guys. The next one is both a free to pay and pay to play money making method. It's probably better for free to play because there are much more sufficient ways for pay to play, but as you can see, we are going to be turning gold bars into amulet use. One inventory of gold bars is 5.2k. We are in Alcade. The bank is right over here. We travel over to this furnace here. Oops. Use them on the furnace and make them. This is also kind of AFK. This is one is a little bit more running back and forth because it does not go too slow. It does require a little bit of crafting first. I'm not sure how much. Level 8 crafting, that's all you need. So it's not too bad, and to be honest, the amount of profit you get back from it is well worth it on free to play. When I didn't have money for bonds and whatnot, this is the method I used to get my first bond, and after that I moved on to more of the other ways. Flax use where there weren't as many bots. So as soon as this finishes up, we will be back and show you the profit. Alright, and we're back. So now that we have them all smelted, let's see how much we made. Alright, so we made a roughly 1.6k profit in inventory, which is, it's not the best, but for free to play that is pretty good. I believe if you were to do this straight for, if my calculations are right, about 8 hours, you would have enough to do a bond. You know, that's obviously not too AFK. That's back and forth, being here for the most part. We will be back at the next one. Alright guys, we're back, and the next one we are going to be doing is green dragons, which is probably one of the most common ways of making money in pay to play, more or less, if not one of the best, for as low requirements it has. So what you're going to want to do is get yourself a games necklace, an anti fire shield, a dragon scimitar, or the best weapon you can. You only want to have 3 high value items. That way if you die from a PK or something, you don't really lose much, maybe your bones and stuff that you had on you. And so we go to Corporal Beast, And once you are there, you will exit the cave entrance. Yes. And then we are here. We want to make our way over here. I brought a stamina pot. I always do, just because I couldn't be bothered with walking. These ents, they can hit you pretty high. You just gotta kind of run through them. There really is no ignoring them. And you gotta be careful, because a lot of the time at Green Dragons there are PKers there. Not more or less there to kill bots, but to kill other PKers, because they know that people are there killing bots. Like a lot of lower level pures kill bots for dragon bones and whatnot, because they couldn't be bothered to farm them themselves. And a lot of worlds can be pretty high populated with bots. As you can see here, I bet you at least 70% of these are bots, but there's some adamant ore. It's pretty easy to spot which ones are bots. Obviously there, and so let me attack one here real quick. They die pretty easy. Oh, this one's already damaged, but they die pretty easy. I don't think I'll get the loot for that one. Alright, well, we'll be right back when I do. Alrighty, we're back. So we're gonna kill this dragon here if we can. I don't know why I'm not hitting. There we go. Alright, we're gonna kill this real quick. And the best way to get the most profit out of this is, I've obviously brought way too much food for my combat level. But if you're lower level, this, you maybe need this. Also bring a looting bag, and be sure that you are putting the bones and the hides and whatnot into your looting bag at first. And also a way of teleportation, dueling ring, or teleport something, so if you do get attacked by a PKer, you can, let's say I'm being attacked by someone, I would run down this way to level 20 wilderness, and you could just warp out. I obviously forgot one, but let's see the price here. So on average you get maybe 50 each run, 25 of these, 25 of these. So that would be pretty close to 150 to 200k per run, and a run takes maybe I don't know, I want to say 20-30 minutes tops, as long as you don't get PK'd or nothing. It is pretty good, and it is also very good prayer XP if you just want to, bury the bones and sell the dehides. It's up to you. And we will be back with the next one, guys. Alright guys, and we're back, and this is a, whoa, that's a lot of people. Okay, so this is another money making method. This one is obviously pay to play. It is called Blast Furnace on world 358. To be honest, on world 358 it is pretty slow, because there are so many bots, as you can see, all these people. So it is pretty slow, but if you can get yourself into a Blast Furnace clan where they take donations and they actually run this entire system for you, you can easily make 1 mil an hour doing steel bars. And that is what we're doing, steel bars. Sorry I didn't mention it. So let's see. Normally at a furnace, to make steel bars, it is 2 coal and 1 iron. But at Blast Furnace, the beauty of it is coal is halved. So therefore for steel, it would be 1 coal, 1 iron. Or for mithril, it would be 2 coal, 1 mithril, which mithril is also a good one. The money makers for Blast Furnace are steel, mithril, adamant, and runite. Most people they just use steel. So for 1 inventory of coal and 1 inventory of, or 1 inventory of steel bars, sorry, 1 inventory of steel bars, it is 12,000 for the ores. So let's go ahead and bank those. So if you don't have 60 smithing, you're gonna have to come over to this little dwarf guy and click pay. Obviously you're an experienced smith, you may use the furnace for free of charge. Yay me. So what you want to do is you want to come over here, put your ore, you want to put your coal first, put your coal onto there, and then you run back to the bank chest. If you have a coal bag, that also helps a lot in loading the coal, because you don't have to do 1 trip at a time. You can fill it all the way up with coal. I think it goes up to 250, and then just make your chips iron. So I would now put my iron on here, and then I would come over here to this bar dispenser, and I wait for my bars. And so while this is melting, because it is kind of slow on a bot world, we will be right back. Alright guys, we're back. The bars are done, so let's go ahead and, oops, no thank you sandwich lady. Let's go ahead and take these bars at 27 steel bars. And if you remember right, it was close to 13k, and so lowest buddy price guide is 17k. This says 18. Whichever you prefer to go off of, neither one are honestly accurate in my opinion. So we made about 5k profit in inventory, and it was done literally 15 seconds after I paused the video. And if you get into a blast furnace clan, it goes much quicker. Sorry about that, guys. Had some company for a second. So yeah, this is a pretty sufficient way. Obviously not the best, because best considers of Slayer and bossing, which those are much more high requirements, and I figured for this video we'd focus more on the easier to get side, just because, you know, my Slayer is not even that high, so I don't really use that for money. And I bossed a little bit, you know, Zoroark and KBD are your two good ones. But other than that, you know, those are some pretty solid ways to get you started. So thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you next time.